Right now we're looking at a 1-minute chart of today's action on BBDA, the Beta Beverage Company. So each one of these candles right here and volume bars represents 1 minute of the trading activity in BBDA. And this is at the opening bell, so this is 9:30, 9:31, 9:32, 9:33, so on and so forth. This stock was very active this morning because it had news that they entered an agreement with Budweiser, so you can understand why this might have caught the attention of penny stock traders, and we traded it live in chat, and it was called around 0137, 014, and you can see really nice volume right at the start and picked up, and then this really nice volume bar right here. But we want to talk about why it was a good sell after this nice move right here, what we identified that let us know it likely wasn't going to continue in the short term after the first 5 minutes of the day. Notice this nice move here from 1.3 up to about 1.7 it was, and then look what happens right up here after 1.6, between 1.6 and 1.7. The price really stops moving in these 2 minutes, but notice that the volume does not. The volume was very high, the price action was very low. What does this mean? That means a lot of shares are trading hands at one price level. The consequence of that means that even more shares have to trade at a higher price level in order to get everybody who just bought shares right here out of the stock. So everybody who bought shares here around 1.6, 1.7, huge volume, they're all hoping to sell at 1.8 or so. So then, since the volume, there's such a drop-off, it's pretty obvious to us that the next logical move has to be lower, because now all of these people who bought right here, they're stuck. The price didn't move. They bought a bunch of shares. They're not able to sell higher. It's not going any higher like they thought it would. So now they're going to start selling. So we actually recommended members sell shares at 1.7, which turned out to be just underneath the high of the day. And you can see that there was not enough volume in the following minutes to sustain the price move upwards, and it retraced back to 1.4. And once again, we got, just like we got a sell signal here because of the high volume and minimal price action, look what we got here. High volume in this couple minute stage, but the price really actually didn't move. You notice that? It's pretty much in a straight line. That congestion right there, you know, on this high volume, that's a potential buy signal. And look, we get another nice move up there, nice 1.7. However, look at the volume down here. The volume on the way up is very low. That's our second key, that this price is not going to be able to move higher because there is not enough volume to take out all of these people who bought here. They're stuck up here at this price. So as the stock price approaches the price where all these people got in back here, what are they going to do? They're going to look to minimize their losses and get out. So what happens? Once again, high volume down here, minimal price action up here. These people back here, they're taking their losses right here in these 2 minutes. You know, if you put that across, you can see that the little channel is right up there, and look at the volume, you know. So as you can see, the first 10 minutes of the day, 10-15 minutes, really showed us all we needed to know for this day trade. And if you zoom out here, you can see all the volume kind of disappeared except for a little spike here and a little spike here. So we knew right away that there wasn't enough momentum to move prices higher. Okay? Now let's take a look at another one that we traded today that has a similar example. This is DKAM, Drinks Americans Holdings Limited. So this is a 1-minute chart of today's action. We're going to zoom in on this spot right here because that is when the action really picked up. From 12:15 about 12:30, we really got some good movement on the stock because it traded news. I'm sorry, there was news out and it traded on high volume for that period. So let's check that out and see what we can find. So once again, we get a nice move starting. Notice the increase in volume. No volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, no volume. Then news came out, and we noticed this right at 005 when the news came out. We alerted that we were buying shares right around here, the 005 to 0055 area. And you can see the volume increase. And here's your first decision. Right here, you get high volume and a nice price break on the 005s up to 006. The volume slows down for that minute. The price doesn't do anything. But then look, more volume shows up. Boom, boom, boom. Nice 3 volume bars right there. We get a nice move from 006 to 65. But once again, look what happens up here in this, above 65 area. There really, the volume just kind of dries up. You have 3 candles trade there on high volume, price action stopping in this channel. First sign of a top. We can't stress that enough. High volume, little price action, sign of a top. And on the other side, it is also a sign of a bottom. So right here, we actually recommended taking profits around 0066, which was very nice gains of over 20% very quickly. So you can't turn that down. But we're just trying to stress the importance of recognizing high volume with little price action after a nice move. You had a nice move here. You can't get greedy, people. When you see this move and you see this volume and you see it kind of stopping right here and the volume still going high, remember, now for it to go higher, it needs to trade even more volume. Always remember, in penny stocks, it's always easy for a stock to trade less volume. It's really hard for it to trade more volume. So that rule will save you a lot of times. And if you were watching here, say you missed this initial move and you were watching from the sidelines to see if maybe you should get in around this 6.5 level that it started sputtering out at, you need to watch and you need to see if this next volume bar is going to be bigger than this volume bar. And if it is it going to break out of that high of day? That's the only chance it will have at moving significantly higher. As you can see, volume drop off, stock went on to give up all of its gains. Shortly after we were in, we were out. These are the type of trades we look for. As you zoom out, we can see that this one absolutely crashed. Not sure what happened here, but this is why we get in and this is why we get out, because you never know what's going to happen. And if you take away nothing from this, take away high volume, no price action, is the first sign of a potential turning point. It may not be the top, but it will represent a level that the stock will need to break clearly above on higher volume to move higher. Hopefully everybody found this video helpful. Please join us in our live stock trading chat room at www.stockhaven.com/stockchat. Thank you.